And here we go. I
All
think I
right.
did it.
All right, Amanda.
Okay, yay, are we recording? Woohoo! Yes, thank you so much, Shelby. So I am Amanda. I'm a personal trainer. I've been doing that for about 6 years. I am also a certified yoga teacher. So that is really my profession as far as like background. I'm also a military spouse and a mom, so I'm super busy and on the go. My husband is deployed right now, so Isagenix has been such a blessing to me in so many ways. Shelby mentioned that I used to be with another nutrition company, and I definitely did. My yoga teacher introduced me to Isagenix, and I was very closed-minded. I already had my thing down that I was doing with my clients, and coming from the fitness background, just that whole industry, sometimes we can be a bit closed off. We're kind of in a box, and when we think of eating healthy, we think of prepping the 6 or 7 meals a day. And that's, what I was doing mixed with a little bit of the other nutrition I was using. And so I decided to go out on a limb and do that 30-day money back guarantee. And my yoga friend, she was actually my teacher, my mentor. So I can't tell her no. So I got started, and I got the package and everything. And I was just very hesitant to really give it a try. But it's so funny. I actually had one of my clients coming over to my house, and she was coming to pick up her other nutritional products that I used to represent. And I had just been sitting at my counter. I was comparing the 2 products, Isagenix and this other supplement. And I was just looking at the ingredients and realizing, there are no artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners in these shakes. Like, that was amazing to me because I had put in so much other artificial stuff in my body, trying to find shakes that taste amazing. And then I thought, well, this can't taste good, but then it tasted awesome. And I was just so happy about that. And my client came over that day, and she saw the Isagenix on my counter, and she says to me, well, what is that? And I told her, it's just something I'm checking out. And she just point blank asked me, which one do you think is better? And so in that moment, I guess that's when I became Isagenix, because in that moment, I truly, had to just share with her what I had learned. And so I went on, I got started, I got my first week of really committing to the program. I felt so alert and just like alive, just alert, alive. I had more energy. It was just really great, really great. And so at that time, I started introducing it to some of my clients. A lot of my personal training clients, one, in fact, I don't think we have slides coming up, but
No,
we don't. Okay, so we did. It's okay. I'll just tell you guys about her. So one of my clients I was going to speak of, so her name is Mary, and she's probably on tonight. She had been my client for a while, and she's lost about 128 pounds. So, and I believe 40 or more of that has been with Isagenix. And so, it was just, she was excited to try something new, and it's just things really started happening for her once she got on Isagenix. And for me, what I have noticed, I guess my biggest tidbit of information I can put out there about being a personal trainer and helping people get healthy and coming from that background is whenever I'm working with a client, they typically are new to fitness. They've maybe led kind of a lifestyle that involves a lot of office work or couch. They're not really exercising. And whenever we are throwing exercise gym workouts at someone, and we're telling them to kind of go from doing not really a lot to being in the gym 3 to 5 days a week, that in itself is overwhelming. And then when I'm coming at you and I'm saying, okay, now I need you to prep like 5 to 6 meals, and I need you to do this in advance. And it's just so easy to let someone know, hey, you just got to make this shake, and it's got all your vitamins, all of your minerals,
right,
all the protein that you need, undenatured way. Like, oh my gosh, like this is such a blessing, and it makes it so easy for people. And I think it's just having an open mind as a trainer and knowing that nutrition isn't one size fits all. So knowing not everyone is going to fall into the same box.
yes.
But yes, so that is really kind of my story.
Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
I want to just say the same thing for me. I mean, I had been training, and I've trained the rich and famous, like the #1 health spas in the world, and I've been exposed to a lot of different meal planning, and of course eating clean, which I really thought was all I needed to do. But I have seen more transformations in the last 2 years with the clients that I put on this system than I ever have in the last 20 years of training. And to me, that just, what you can do for your clients, like I feel like we're doing them a disservice, and I'm positive it's the cleansing, getting to that point where the body can reabsorb the really good nutrients, and that artificial sweeteners that are completely rampant in every diet product and half the protein shakes out there, that's clogging up the system. It's a disservice not to expose this to our clients. So thank you so much, Amanda. I want to I really appreciate your being on the line and sharing your story. I have someone incredible to introduce, and I do apologize about the slides, but like I said, I wasn't running the meeting, so it's absolutely fine because we get to look at the beautiful Susan Zabel. She is a mom of 2 teens. If you could unmute yourself, Suzanne. She's the oldest bikini athlete to compete at the Arnold Classics at the age of 46, and I've met her in person. This woman does not look like she's in her 40s. It's incredible. Placed in the Masters Bikini North America National Championship. Her husband is a Harvard educated and been involved with Johns Hopkins University as well. So this woman knows her science, and she did not take these products lightly. She is in a family system that, like I was in science too, where we want to know every little thing. And I tell you, if it passes her checklist, it should pass ours. She got stage ready in a very quick time. She's going to speak to that, why it's better, because she has so much of the scientific base. So Susan, take it away, Suzanne. It's great to have you.
Thanks, Shelby. I really appreciate it. So I came into Isagenix it was May of 2014, and I had already been competing. I'll be 50 in May this year. And
Amazing.
Thank you. I had been competing for about a year in bikini fitness and bikini in the NPC. And I was, at the time I started Isagenix, I was actually 8 weeks out from my first national show. And just like you said, and most people that are into fitness, I was prepping all of my meals. 6 to 8 meals per day. My entire Sunday was taken up by food. My whole life revolved around food and weighing it and measuring literally every bite. When you're competing at that level, and I know Jennifer Trinkner will agree with me, there's no room for error the traditional way. You literally weigh and measure every single bite that goes into your body. And it's just overwhelming, and it's really exhausting and really stressful. But that's the only thing I knew. So I was introduced to Isagenix by a friend of mine, and I had seen her incredible transformation that had occurred over about a 3-month period. Her health improved dramatically. Her energy level really improved. It really piqued my interest. So I'm a nurse by training and my background, and you mentioned my husband. We had been eating really organic and very clean for about 2 years at that point, but I was still exhausted. I was so tired, and I was living off caffeine. I felt like I needed a nap all the time. I mean, I woke up in the morning and literally had to have my coffee pot set for the night before for me to get up. And I would drink coffee all day. So I was just living on caffeine. It was so bad. I just didn't have the energy. I did not have great muscle recovery time. I was sore all the time from all the training I was doing. It was about 2 hours a day, 6 days a week at that point. So yeah, I looked into the products, and the science really was what just blew me away. I looked at the ingredients and I could not believe there were no artificial, just like you said, there's just nothing else on the market without the artificial ingredients. Yeah. And then really looking into the undenatured whey protein that we have from New Zealand grass-fed cows. I mean, you can't get any better than that. So I was willing to try it. I did. I put it in my body, and about day 6 for me was my experience. It was like I woke up and I felt like I'd swallowed a rainbow. I mean, I felt so good. I felt 20 years younger. It was really amazing. And I knew that I had something really special. And like I said, I was 8 weeks out from my first show when I started it. Within 2 weeks of starting it, I was stage ready for nationals. I was 6 weeks out and I was stage ready. And if you know anything about bodybuilding, that's unheard of. So I went to that show. It was my first show, and I took 3rd place at that show. And I was really thrilled with with that placement. So then I went on to place 2nd at my next national show with Isagenix. But it really changed my life because it no longer revolved around prepping and all this food prep. And it was wonderful because the whole summer before my 2nd national show, I was able to travel. If you're into bodybuilding, you know that normally you literally can't leave your vicinity of your home when you're 12 weeks out from a show, at least not a national show. I was able to travel all summer and with my family. So it changed my family dynamics tremendously. And I actually felt guilty that I placed 2nd at North Americans because it was that easy. It was so easy. And the next day was when I got a call to compete at the Arnold Classic. So that was something that was not even on my radar screen. I didn't even ever dream that I would do that. So I was just literally crying. I mean, I was so happy. I couldn't even hardly process it. So yeah.
That's great. Thank you, Suzanne. So I know, and that is so true about any bodybuilding or anyone that's taking it to that next level, that's really, really trying to make these big gains. Like she said, the food prep, it consumes your life. These products, because they're just so nutrient dense, and the no artificial sweeteners. I can't say it enough. I'm on a mission to get everybody educated on sucralose and all the artificial crap that, they say is good. In fact, a little side note, the reason I got really passionate about studying those artificial sweeteners is back in the day, and I was working at Friendly's when I was living in college, and I noticed everybody I was serving as a waitress, and everybody that ordered Diet Coke was heavy. Everybody. And the people that ordered regular Coke weren't. So I went into my science class and I was like, man, we got to study this artificial stuff because I don't think it's working. Like I don't need to be a scientist to see these people are heavy and these people are not. And they would always say, oh, well, they order the fries and the burger. I'm like, everyone who goes to Friendly's orders the fries, the burgers, the sundaes, that's what people do. So what's going on here? And, if you do any research, and I do webinars on this occasionally, I'll do it shortly. I'll let the team know. A quick webinar just on what it is. It's a neurotoxin, and the fitness industry is assaulting us with this stuff. And I truly believe, and I was exhausted like you were, Suzanne. I woke up every morning just waiting to get back to sleep. And I would live off coffee. And I think most fitness instructors and people in the industry live off stimulants, ripped fuel. If you are old enough to remember when Matt had ephedra, that was fun. That's not good for you, but that's what we did. So I have another exciting person to bring on, a gentleman. Albie, you can unmute your line. This man has a golden story that I think little boys' dreams are made of. He got on the pro baseball team of the Baltimore Orioles, and I just can't imagine what it's like to have that happen in your life, that incredible moment. And I don't want I want you to tell the story, but I mean, it really hurts my heart when I hear that you got injured, because I can imagine everyone in our lives, everybody here on this call has something that they are just reaching for, and many of us don't even reach it. But if you do, and then you end up having to take away and lose it, that's devastating. And you impressed me so much because you were a man enough to keep moving forward, and you had falls, but you got back up. And by the way, welcome to Canada. I'll be there in 2 more weeks. Joel's there. He's in Canada, representing at the Isagenix NYKO, I think, kind of type event. So I also want to mention he won the Isabody Challenge, 25,000 buckaroos, which is very exciting. And he's going to tell us a little bit about the amped line and the cleansing, because I know cleansing scares people to death when they talk about bodybuilding and muscle loss and such. So he's going to speak to those things. So please take it away, Alvy.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, I am here in Toronto, Canada. I'm pretty excited for the red-white kickoff that's starting here on Friday. And so we have a pretty awesome week ahead of us. But yeah, so I just got in not too long ago. So I'm ready to rock and roll though. Yeah, so, some of you might know my story. I'm a former first-round draft pick of the Baltimore Orioles, 1995. That was my dream. It was something that I, worked really hard for. And whenever I got that call that I was the first pick of the Orioles, it really, lit me up, and my life, seemed to be on the uprise, and I had the kind of the world in the palm of my hand. And so, a couple years into my career, I ended up getting hurt, and it was just a really big blow to me and my heart and my mind, and I went down a pretty dark path for quite a while, and a lot of drinking and some drugs, and this wasn't who I was or who I am, and took a toll on my health. It really took me to a really low point where I was in the hospital for 2 weeks fighting for my life, and but it was a blessing. It was a huge blessing in my life, and it really, with a lot of prayer and Isagenix came into my life. It was just a perfect timing for me, and so I went after it. Isagenix was something that I wanted to take a look at. A good friend of mine from the Baltimore Orioles reached out to me, Darren Hooper. He was one of my roommates, and I trusted him and, respected him. And him and his girlfriend had reached out to me, during my recovery, and said that, hey, you should jump on, our team. I think you would love it. And so I told him I would if I got stuck. And so I did. I got stuck and I jumped on, and it's been nothing but a blessing. About 5 days in, I just woke up and I got on the scale, and I'm like, holy crap, what just happened? I lost a nice amount of weight. I felt amazing. I had energy that I hadn't had in such a long time. When I was in my worst, I was 307 pounds. I gained, my pro weight when I played ball was 240. And that was a lean 240 muscle. And so, I got up to about 307. It was totally unlean, and a lot of beef sandwiches, pizza, and beer. So, coming back down to reality and getting my life back together was a huge goal. And Isagenix really got me to that point where, I ended up losing 45 pounds with Isagenix. That got me down to my high school weight, which was 223. So I was at my skinniest basically. And that's when I started using, the Isopro and the Isoline Pro shakes. And then of course, about the Isabody Challenge.
Yes.
That was a huge blessing. I didn't know anything about the challenge too much at first. When I first started Isagenix, I heard about it, but I didn't know much about it, so I didn't really bother to look. I was too focused on losing that weight I wanted to lose. So after I got to my goal, I'm like, all right, well, what's this Isabody thing all about? And I'm like, I looked more into it. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm going to win it. And that's the attitude I had. I'm, if anyone knows me, I'm an all or nothing guy. I want it all, or I don't want to deal with it. And so, that's the attitude I took. And I went into the Isabody Challenge with, I was already down to, my skinny weight for the most part. And so I basically won the Isabody Challenge after my third challenge is the one I won. And I was doing that with muscle gain. I lost, I think it was 29 pounds total with, I think I started, I have to back up. When I started the first Isabody Challenge, I actually beefed up a little bit on purpose because I wanted to show like a little bit of a belly for my pictures. So
Oh, yes. Believe me, I'm sure you're not the only one.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I did. I ate like crap for a couple of weeks and, gained a little bit of weight on purpose. And, but then I got back at it and I went all in. And I lost the 29 pounds or whatever. And then, I started putting on muscle, and I went from, now this is the thing, when I was in, pro ball, I never had abs. I mean, I was 10% body fat even, but I never had abs. I have a couple of my teammates now, quite a few of my teammates, but a couple that I play with the Orioles that are on my Isagenix team. And the one of them literally told me, I joined because I know what you look like in pro ball. And I look at you now and you're better now at age 42. So sign me up.
Right.
But, yeah, so that was an easy sell right there with him because he saw my abs when I was playing, and now he sees them with this system. So a couple of products that I really, I love them all, but I love the cleanse. This is a cleanse for life. A lot of people think that you can't cleanse if you're trying to build muscle.
Right.
In my personal opinion, in my experience, it's not true. I shredded, I call it shred days. I used 2-day cleanses to get down to my shred. I got down to my lightest weight and my leanest through cleansing, doing the 2-day cleanses. And then once I started building muscle, I did mostly 1-day cleanses with an occasional 2-day. The products I love to use were the IsoPro. I love IsoPro. And then the AMP series. When the AMP series came out, this is one of my favorite products.
Game changer, right? Yeah, it's the branched chain amino acids, and yeah, I use that a lot as well. And that IsoPro, for those of you who aren't familiar with the products, it's pure whey protein, and it's undenatured. Yeah, baby.
I got it all, baby. I don't mess around.
That stuff is rock solid. But I really feel like the gains in that AMP line, there was significant improvement. Like when I took the AMP Power, I had taken some creatine-based stuff before, but I just got swollen. When I took the AMP Power, our AMP Power, I felt like I was on fire. Like I teach spin, and I was like, I'm sorry, watch out, people. Here I come. It's going down. You better get on this train.
It just oxygenates the blood, and you feel great. When that AMP series came out in January of 15, I believe it was. That's when I started. I started using it right away, and I've put on over 55 pounds of muscle since the AMP series came out.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I swear by it. And it's all timing too. If you go to any of these events and you talk to, listen to Dr. Bionich or the other scientific, researchers we have on our team, you'll hear about the nutritional timing.
Right. And we're going to talk about that in just a second with Deb. Yeah.
Okay. And I'll leave it at that then. I won't mess with Debbie. I don't mess with Debbie. Love you, Debbie.
Alfie, we are so excited, and what Canada is so blessed to have you representing over there. I know I saw Susan Sly and a bunch of other big names are going to be out there in Canada, in Toronto. We have a house out there, so I don't know, Joel. Maybe you'll meet up with Alfie a little bit later.
Well, that would be exciting. Well, listen, I just want to say, I'm honored to be the 2016 IsaBody Grand Prize winner. I look forward to being, here in Canada and talking to the people in this beautiful city of Toronto. And when I'm in your town, I hope to see you guys and love y'all. And I appreciate everything you guys do.
Thank you, Alfie. We appreciate you too. That's great. Wonderful. So there's no up and down. It's all up with this panel. It's amazing. This woman, I'm so blessed to have spent some time with her. And I don't think you can intro Debbie Beebe without saying Jeff Beebe too, because he is the rock solid abs. I'm sure she showed him how to get there. This woman has boundless energy and love and excitement. We were in Utah hiking, and I remember she just broke out, started skipping, and it just enlightened. To be around her is to be around more light. It is just a blessing. And she's been training. She trained with Ty Bo. Remember Ty Bo in the day? Yes. I just love that. But she's a celebrity trainer. She's trained thousands of people. And this woman, you can tell, I mean, she's a product of the product. I'm really excited to hear from you, Debbie, because I know you're going to go over like some daily meal planning, which is really something I think a lot of us would like to know. Like, how do you do it differently? Because we got the whole Isagenix thing down for shake day, cleanse days for the normal, but what do you guys do? Because you're doing something else, extra, clearly. She is just a rock solid. And then, the difference in your clients, we wanted to talk on that, and the nutrient timing. So Deb, can you unmute your line? Can I hear you?
Okay, I'm the
Hi,
beautiful
Jeff.
Debbie right now, guys. Jeff Beebe.
All right.
How you guys doing?
We're good.
We have 2 dueling Zooms going on in the other room that had to start at 6.
I
And so we had to
understand.
jump and open that one because we're the leaders on that
Sure,
group.
sure. No problem. So you're going to speak for
I'm
Debbie?
stepping up. She'll be in here.
I feel
I'm gonna speak for
totally
Debbie right
comfortable.
now, and she'll probably come in.
I feel
Let's
comfortable
rock
with
this
that.
call. Here we go, guys. So I got to hear what was going on, and I just want to appreciate everybody for stepping up and showing up on this. And if there's any trainers out there that are on this, or any skeptics or anything like that, trust me, this is the real deal. I've been in the film industry for about 35 years prior to this. My wife and I both are different black belts in martial arts. We taught martial arts. My wife was one of the Taibo instructors, fitness model with Jennifer Trinkner. And we have always been in phenomenal shape. And I'm going to tell my story a little bit and hopefully knock it out of park for Albie Shepherd there. But, at around, I'm 56 years old, and I am in the best shape of my life ever. I'm in better shape now than I was when I used to fight. And I've always been about 200 pounds, 34-inch waist. And I blew up to about 48 years old, 50 years old, I blew up to about 250 pounds, 260 pounds almost, and 38-inch tight waist because of stress. Debbie got on this product. I was a skeptic husband. I figured I could do this myself. And I tried a few times. Then I seen all these other guys show up, get these results. I jumped on. I'm a 31-inch waist now, from a 38 to a 31-inch waist, 190 pounds with more lean muscle than I've ever had. So for somebody that's been in that arena before and been around, Debbie used to be sponsored by Pinnacle Bodybuilding Company and all these big muscle head companies. There's nothing out there in the world that compares to Isagenix, hands down, period. My wife and I have an extremely big team now. And for those people that are out there that are trainers, I'm going to say it, this has a phenomenal business opportunity to it too. But we're talking about health right now. There's nothing out there in the world that compares to this. Because if a guy 56 years old could become not only the shape I'm in, and I want to pat myself in the head, I got a six-pack that I never had before. And I am in the best shape of my life. And when I'm just talking about me, but when you can take friends like Albie Shepherd and Dave Stark, thousands of individuals, we have thousands under us now. We have over a 400-pound club in weight loss, guys. There's nobody out there to do it. Our team alone has 200 pounders. So it flipping works, and it works the healthy way. So it's all about flooding your body with the right nutrition. Now, what we do, I want to talk about the Isoline Pro shakes. And for the meal planning, what we do and what I do, and my wife does the same thing I do. I'm pretty strict. Basically, but I still go out and have steak. I still eat. I eat good. I eat a lot of food. But my daily routine, we're the only shake company out there too, if you want to say shake company, but to have, what's this? Okay, Isoline Pro. There I am there.
Yay, there he is. Thank you, Casey.
So, we're the, to get 200 grams of protein in my body, I'm 190 pounds. I want to get 100. I want to get matching grams of protein versus body weight of where I am. And so what I do, my daily routine, I get up in the morning, I have a shake immediately, 36 grams, 40 grams. I go
36. To the so let me ask you. So you do like an Isoline Pro?
I do an Isoline. For those that don't know, there's Isoline shakes that are 24 grams.
Right.
There's Isoline Pro that are 36 grams.
So you do an Isoline Pro right in the morning?
Yeah. So if you are a person that eating at the gym, I want 75% grams of protein versus body weight. If you're someone who goes to the gym on a regular basis, 5 days a week, I want 100 grams of protein versus body weight. And so for me to hit that target, you know, I get up in the morning, I have an Isagenix Pro Shake, 36 grams, round it to 40 grams, go work out. Right after my workout, I do an Isa Pro. That is our straight, undenatured whey protein.
Do you like one scoop, a shot of it?
No, let me finish.
I'm sorry.
Two heaping scoops. So I'm going to get another 40 grams. There's 80 grams by 9 o'clock in the morning. Then I come home, and that's right at the gym. You have a half-hour window to get the absorption level into your body of protein, and you want it thin, so you want the Isa Pro. So that right there, I come home, I have a can of tuna, maybe a hard-boiled egg. This is me, 6 grams of protein, hard-boiled egg, can of tuna, another 10 grams or so. So another 20 grams, almost at 100 grams already. And then I get 40 grams of my lunch. You know, there's 140. And then 40 at dinner, when I have a shake for dinner, I'm at 180. And now all I got to do is have a bar or just some snacks. And then right before I go to bed, immediately before I go to bed, I take another heaping scoop. So say I'm at 180, almost 200 grams. Right before I go to bed, I take the one on those are the Isopro, one heaping scoop of that. Boom. So there's another 20 grams, 25 grams of protein, because there's 18 grams per scoop. Well, I heap it. So now I'm at over 200 grams. So I'm over the grams of protein versus my body weight. Now that is just for somebody that is working out hard.
Right.
That is an Albie Shepherd. That is a Jeff Beebe. That's these athletes. That is not for someone that's doing it the other way. If somebody's just at a daily mom, that's Jennifer Trinkner. You know, but hers is a different, her body weight, whatever, hers is easy to hit. She's probably 115 pounds.
Right.
So that's an easy one to hit. So, but if you're not that, 75 grams of protein versus body weight, along with your carbs and fats. And then hitting on the AMP line as an athletes only. I say people that aren't athletes, don't put them on the AMP power yet. You know, after they start going to the gym and getting rid of the visceral fat, then you go on the AMP power. That's a creatine blend that's already blended for you. That's right there there you go on the left side. And then I'm going to hit on this. The fuel is for a cross-country runner, cross-country cyclist, or something like that. I do not do that personally. The NOx I take every day, 2 hours before my workout or the night before. Sends nitrous oxide into your bloodstream. And then immediately after my workout, I take the AMP recovery. That is more branched chain amino acids. So you're getting branched chain amino acids in your shake already, in the Isagenix Pro Shake. But as an athlete, we're even upping it more. And you will get phenomenal results. If you're on the dairy-free shakes, even if you're not an athlete, I recommend you buy the AMP recovery. Because in the dairy-free, you want to add more branched chain amino acids.
Gotcha.
So I hope that went bam, hit it out of the park for Albie Shepherd on that part. I want to hit one more thing real quick, and then I'll be done.
No, you're great. Thank you.
For all these people on this line, I've been in the film industry for 36 years. My wife's been a pro, had a huge celebrity clientele of pro athletes, from footballs to baseball to every pro athlete. Magic Johnson, all these type of athletes. She trained this little bitty firecracker, you know, these big old giants. I don't know where I was going with that, but anyways, she got on this product. I was a skeptic. I had my results fast. I started sharing it from my heart to everybody I know, from my heart. All of a sudden, I made an extremely good living in the film industry. So all you trainers realize you want to get compensated for your training advice. You want to put people on something that gets results. My wife retired. We retired 12 and a half years early with a multi six-figure income with Isagenix. We have a monster team of pro athletes like Albie Shepherd and a ton more. So hope this hit it out of the park for people. This stuff is a real deal. There's nothing out there that even compares to it. We would not be in 13 different countries around the world and rated higher than the Heart and Healthy Diet and have over a 400-pound club in weight loss. So I hope you got something out
Oh,
of that.
that's so great. Thank you so much, Jeff. And I think that you bring up such a great point with the trainers. I was a trainer, and I ended up, I do it now for high-end clients, like at country clubs. But at one point, it just became a rat race being a trainer and financially. Like your heart is in the right place, but you're not getting compensated enough. And there's all that jazz behind the desk nowadays, and you have to put in these hours at the gym prior, and it's not what it used to be. Back in the 90s, you could make a good living being a trainer. Now it's a hustle. Go ahead.
I've taken trainers because it irks me at the gym that I train at.
Mm-hmm.
I see these clients that look the same 2 years later.
Yes.
And so I go to these trainers, a few trainers that are on our team now, and I challenged them. I said, I'll pay for it. I said, let me have a client. Give me one of you guys, your 2 clients. I'm going to pay for hers. We're going to get you enrolled. You keep training. I'm going to pay for yours. You keep training with him. And I'm going to put her on our product, and you keep training her. And let's see who gets the results.
It's a great challenge. All the time you win.
20 pounds in like a short period of time. Next thing, we got the whole half the thing. So I invested to prove a point. Now the trainer's on, 5 clients are on because it's
because it works.
Yeah,
because it works. It changes lives. And you know, all the stuff you thought you knew as a trainer, like it's a 30-day money back guarantee. So the only reason I did it, and same thing with Suzanne and probably a few others, was basically to prove her wrong. I was like, this ain't gonna work, and it works. And so from my heart, I've been sharing it too because of that. It's so powerful to see those big changes. These people come in day and out, and it's frustrating as a trainer. You think, oh, they must be cheating. You know what? They're probably not cheating. They just need a good cleanse, and they need the right nutrients in their body, and not just eating clean, because there's a lot of toxicity that we have built up. So Jeff, thank you so much for nailing that. I appreciate it so much. We have the infamous and extraordinary Jennifer Trinkner coming up, and just want to tell you a little bit about Jennifer. If you're not familiar, this woman has she's the number one business builder in our whole company, and our whole company is $1 billion company. We have, I couldn't even guesstimate, hundreds of thousands. I don't even know the number, but we're huge, and she's a rock star. But beyond the fact that she's a business builder and just had become ISA millionaire, which means she accrued $1 million from the business within, I believe, 4 years. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was about 4 years. And she's been with the industry, I think, for 5 or almost 6. You'll have to let me know on that, Jen, but I believe that I got that correct. She's also a mother, and she was in fitness modeling before. And she, like I, was suffering for some GI issues and exhaustion. And I think a lot of us in the fitness industry, we just push and push. And that exhaustion, believe me, it is just no fun. It's no fair to wake up, and I want everybody I know never to feel that way again. I can't say enough about this woman. She's the hardest working woman we know. She's absolutely stunning, gorgeous, and disciplined. And she's going to tell us about the difference that Isagenix is between this and anything else, the convenience, and the meal prepping as well, and whatever else she'd like to touch upon, because she's Jennifer Trinkner. So go ahead, Jennifer Trinkner, and let's hear from you. We're very excited.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So good to be with all of you. Thank you for being here. And, I started Isagenix 5.5 years ago. And when I think back about that time, my story is very similar to Suzanne's, and feeling so tired. A mom of 2, I had really serious digestive issues. I was eating healthy. I was eating clean. I was doing everything that I thought was right. But I was really struggling, and going to doctors and gastroenterologists, just trying to find an answer to why I was feeling so exhausted, waking up feeling like I hadn't slept, being doubled over, half the time, just no matter what I ate, when I ate, it was just horrible. And I had my gallbladder taken out. things got a little bit better, but they kind of returned to the same kind of discomfort in my stomach. The exhaustion was still there. And I was just really sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And I had really prayed for a solution. I mean, that was the biggest thing. I was just like, Lord, I need to do something. This is just miserable. And about that time, a very good friend of mine introduced me to Isagenix. And it just was my answered prayer. Within 5 days, I just really trusted her. She's very into nutrition, health, and eats clean. And so I knew that she had done her due diligence, and I knew there was a money back guarantee.
That's right.
What have I got to lose? It's working for you. You've done all the research. If it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. So I said, send it to me, whatever I need. So she got the pack to me. I got started, and I'll never forget day number 5. I think I bounced out of my bed and I hadn't done that. And I don't think I'd ever done that. And I was like, whoa, what is going on? I mean, just the energy was through the roof. And I noticed that my digestive issues, I wasn't having trouble anymore. I wasn't craving coffee to get me going. I used to be a major sugar freak. Like, I would crave sugar all the time, and I wasn't craving sugar. I'd be one of these that would go to the restaurant and look at the dessert menu before you'd order. And I just wasn't doing that anymore. It just was not, didn't think about it. So, and I've been in fitness for a long time. I've competed for 27 years, modeled professionally for over 20 years. So eating healthy is always, it's always been my makeup. I mean, I just eat healthy and I work out. But it was really a challenge to try to eat organic and healthy all the time, especially when my 2 kids came along. It wasn't happening. I wasn't able to do all that. So the convenience of this and being able to give my kids this nutrition is priceless. I mean, I cannot even tell you how grateful I am to be able to have this nutrition at my fingertips, give it to my kids. These are 2 of my favorite products, Isagenix and Isafruits. And who here has picky children, right? that don't like greens, or don't like their greens, or don't like fruits. So you can dump this into their shake, and it's a full, it's your whole daily serving of organic greens and fruits, and absolutely delicious. So those are 2 of my favorites. But I have to tell you, when I was competing for 2013 Miss Bikini Universe, I was not having to kill myself in the gym. And I'm in the best shape of my life at 45. And I was killing myself, at 21, 22, all through my 20s. I was in the gym all the time, 5 days a week, just killing it. And now it's so much less. And, I'm sure all of you have heard it's 80% nutrition and 20% is what we're doing in the gym. And I heard one of you say, I think it was you, Jeff, that's talked about, you go into the gym, these people's bodies never change.
Yes.
And then they get on Isagenix and it's like, bam, I mean, complete transformation like that. So I would just encourage all of you trainers, to just get the products in your body. It's guaranteed. I swear to you, you will not find anything on this planet better than Isagenix. And do your research. You will be very impressed with what you learn. We have incredible research, lots of great resources out there. So, but just give it a try.
You just had a study, Jennifer. Do you recall the study? I know there were some slides on that study. I wanted to show that. Can you bring back that study? I apologize for interrupting. I didn't want to forget to mention. There we go. Are you familiar with this, Jennifer?
I am familiar, yeah.
Could you speak to this? Because I think it's important.
Why don't you, Jeff is very familiar with this. Jeff, can you speak on it? Because you've spoken on it before.
Okay, let me unmute Jeff. I think I can. I'm getting so savvy. You know what, Jeff, you're going to have to, yeah, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
I'm unmuted. Let me walk away from this other Zoom here. Okay, let me see.
He's multitasking.
I'm multitasking.
We were just checking to make sure you were listening.
No, I am. So what would you like me to hit on here?
The performance women's study and the performance men's study that just came out. the key findings after 12 weeks compared increased protein with Isagenix product versus the supermarket brands?
Well, without sitting here reading all this stuff, basically, you know, our studies smoke. I mean, we burn, and these are just brand new studies. So anybody that's on here, go to isagenixhealth.net and look it up. As trainers, do your diligence, you know, to see all this stuff is clinical studies, third-party tested. So there's nothing that compares to us. We hit visceral fat faster than anything out there. And when you're on the heart and healthy diet, say, I'm just going to sort of skim on this thing. You hit the heart and healthy diet. When a person is on that, you try to put them on that program. One, they don't get the nutrition value that you get because our food is nutritionally deprived. But you lose visceral fat, but you also start burning muscle. Our studies, we burn visceral fat way faster than anything out there, 46% faster than anything out there, and we maintain and gain massive lean muscle at the same time. And these are legit studies. And if you scan down this, you'll see, and you start reading it, you'll see the proof's in the pudding. I mean, period, it works. And when you can take somebody and take the calorie intake, it's just like a pro bodybuilder. The calorie intake he has to take, but they get fat and they all of a sudden get that, you know, see roid bellies and all this, but they get they bulk up because they have so many calories, and then they have to diet themselves to, where it's so unhealthy to get down to that thin weight again. And we don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can do this program, and it's proven. We hit visceral fat and maintain. I talk to a lot of fitness people in the gym that aren't on Isagenix Pro, you know, like the fitness competitors, girls and guys. When we're in the gym, they say, hey, Jeff, you know, when we were in there, they were all ready for their shows. Hey, we're showing each other our abs. And I don't have no problem, dude. I'll take my shirt off in front of anybody. I'm 56 years old. I'll smoke the kids. I don't care. And so I took them on. I said, let's go get a picture together. Well, we did that. And then I said, hey, I came back. I said, I need another picture. A friend wants some pictures. Oh, I can't take a picture now. So why can't you take a picture? Well, I'm off season. They're, I don't want to say fat, but they're puffy, chunky, fat. Mm-hmm. And I tease them all the time. I say, you know what? I can stay on target year round. You should be. It's because you're nutritionally deprived. You're putting all this stuff, but you need to do this on a regular basis. Flood your body with all the right nutrition that God planned you to have. And your body stays running like a machine. And again, so I eat a lot of food, chicken, fish, steak, sushi. I eat everything. I just stay away from a lot of breads, and anything white I try to stay away from. Do I eat pizza once in a while? Yeah, I eat it because my body's nutritionally deprived. I can go do that once in a while. I know what it takes to get right on track, and I'll hit real quick on cleansing real quick. We didn't hit it too much, but it's so important as a pro athlete and anybody to cleanse. You're flipping oil filter in your air cleaner, your car, you cleanse those suckers out. Right. Your car, if you don't, it's going to break down. Right. Same with your body. And when you cleanse properly, and I want to try to be compliant here because it might be a little off, but when you cleanse properly, it takes your cortisol levels. When you have belly fat, your cortisol levels are high, and your HGH level is low. And when you cleanse properly with drinking all of the plant-based adaptogens and balancing your blood sugar, it was formulated by a diabetic that formulated it perfect. It takes your cortisol levels and drops in, and it takes your HGH levels and spikes them up naturally, and that starts the fat-burning process. And it spikes them up 2,000% in men and 1,300 in women. So when you do that, now your HGH levels are way up, your cortisol levels are down. Now you flood it with all that protein and all that protein and carbs and fats like it's supposed to. You gain muscle quick. I look at this picture and I said, dude, my arms look a little wimpy in that picture. I mean, I look better now. I should take a picture
Jeff,
now.
thank you so much. That was so informative. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jennifer, for referring them. So, Jennifer, I did cut you off, though. So let me give the floor.
I want to say can I say one more thing? Jennifer Trinkner is my enrolling sponsor. She is a rock star, and I can't thank her enough. And just to let you know, she not only is a millionaire in her company, she's walking across the stage at $1.6 million a year. She's a rock
Amazing.
star. So I appreciate anything that lady tells me to do. I do exactly what she says, and I appreciate her from the bottom of my heart.
I think Casey said the same thing. He said, with a body like that, you just listen to this woman. You know, if she says do this, you just do this, and you don't ask questions. And I think in my intro, I might have missed saying she got 2016 this year Miss Bikini America Pro. It's unbelievable. In Miss Bikini Universe, she's just incredible. I meant Miss Bikini Universe. So please, Jennifer, back to you, and I'll let you wrap it up because I know we've taken a little time since we started a little late. So I'd like you to have the floor at your leisure.
Well, thank you guys. And thanks for that, Jeff. You just know the science better than anyone. And, you know, you don't really have to be, because I'm not all into the science. All I know is I got these products in my body. I gave it a chance and it changed my life. And it's been a blessing for me to be able to share this with other people. I never came into this thinking I was going to build a business. And most people don't. Most people don't. Jeff was skeptic, right? Casey Pluff was skeptic. Most people on this call were skeptic, just like, you know, I mean, I was a little skeptic, but I was willing to be open-minded and to try it, you know, because a closed mind, you're never going to get anywhere with a closed mind. So there is always something that's better. And Isagenix is it. You will not find anything better. And I challenge you to find something better. You won't. You really won't. So get the products in your body and see for yourself. If you don't love it, send it back. You've lost nothing. But what if we're right? We are right.
We are right. We are right. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Jeff and Sue and Amanda, and of course, Alvy. And I just want to thank you all for being here with us and also just giving us a little bit of leeway on that startup. So thank you very much again. I'm Shelby. You're fabulous. We'll see you at an event. Yeah!